Thank you, Hashem, for giving me the idea to come out and do this tonight. It's been a while since I did a late night walk like this, and I feel like that one that we did earlier today was like just what the doctor ordered. It was so, it felt so good. Why? Because I haven't talked to my ex-wife in a really long time. Like I haven't talked to her face to face. Oh my God. Since Labor Day of 2018. That was amazing today. That's that kind of work's not easy, especially doing it like this, recording it. Like that's, which way do we go? Derek Moshak told me that we're getting a cigarette and a joint on this walk. I don't know how the fuck that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna take your word for it. I don't know, I feel like this way. That's what I'm thinking. Actually, there's a very specific picture in my head. God. I'm being put to a challenge right now. The challenge is to trust my intuition, to trust my feelings on this. And being that I'm not like literally talking to anyone in particular, like a live person or not, I'm allowed to say what I'm feeling and thinking. And what I was just writing about before I came out was, I was asking like what intentions are we gonna set? And I know like this isn't the best intention to set. I had a few intentions, thank you Hashem. But one of the intentions, I'm gonna find a joint and a cigarette on this walk. Now, this isn't the first time that something like this has happened. And mind, we're just gonna walk around. I mean, it's 9 o'clock. My main intention is not to fucking find a cigarette and a joint. Well, I mean, it's not either. It's just, I would say that's more secondary. Like the primary intention was to come out and like have a proper emotional, spiritual, mental release, because we're going into a third quarter moon, and I don't feel like, oh my god, fuck, spider web. Like I felt it, like it stretched. I don't even know where the fuck. Oh, god damn it. I know, it's like, do you fear the spiders more than you fear Hashem? No. Stop worrying about it. Fuck. Okay. Oh, god. Okay. Feel better? Yes. Thank you. I think this guy died, by the way. What the hell was his name? I don't remember. Yeah, I think he's dead. Why? I don't know, it's just this feeling I got. I've been seeing what I assume are his family members, but like the TV's off, the lights are all off, like I haven't seen him out here in a minute. He was in bad shape last time I saw him. I like that guy too. We used to smoke pot. I forgot his name now. No, but the primary intention was I was incredibly impressed with myself with what I did with my ex-wife. Well, I mean, without her, but with her. Earlier today. So, And it's not like that was the very first time I did anything like that. But it was the first time that I talked about all that with her. But she wasn't there. Yeah, I know she wasn't there, but she was there. Oh, she was there. I felt her. See, they're channeling, the way that mediumship works, the way that channeling works, is, and this goes with like any kind of channeling any kind of spirit, your future self even. Future self, past self, other people, living, dead, entities, God. Just talk to them like they're fucking there. And you'll get the responses that you're looking for. I remember a long time back. Well, I think it was 2020 when I met a gentleman. I ended up at this house with a lot of people there, and when people ask me what I do, like it's so strange, because what do you do? I'm a witch. What? That's a hard thing to. I don't know. I feel like that's not. I feel like that makes things weird, because when people say, like, what do you do? I'm a witch. What the fuck does that? What does that even mean? Like, I get very like anxious about it. I get worried about people judging me. I also get worried, like, fuck, I'm gonna sound like a fucking idiot. It sounds so stupid saying this. What I do, I'm a witch. What does a witch do? Witch shit. I do witch stuff. No, but that night it was really cool. I met a lot of people. I was handing my cards out. Hey, and I even taught a man. And this is what I was getting at. I taught a gentleman how to communicate with his dead parents. And well, how do you know it worked? Because when he started crying, that's usually the indicator. Oh, dude. Hey, we're not gonna have a cigarette, would you? A cigarette? Say what? Yeah. Punk ass motherfucker. What's it saying? Yeah, it's usually when you see the tears. Oh, motherfucker, who the fuck do you think you're talking to, bitch? Yeah, I got something to say. Yeah, I got something to say. Lame ass motherfucker. Yeah, it's usually when I hear, God, that got me mad. Why? I don't know, I feel like that one dude talked back to me. I don't know what he said, though. I thought he said go home. Ugh, that got me pissed. Ugh, my ego. Oh my god. No, it's when I told him how to do it and the dude started crying. Well, I saw the tears started coming down his face. He didn't fucking start bawling, but But, oh, you almost got into a fight? Nah, that dude ain't gonna do shit. Dude ain't gonna do shit. He's gonna fucking sit his ass down and keep doing what the fuck he's doing. Is that an orange? Oh, it's a rock. Yeah, if you want to know how to, I can teach you how to do that right fucking now. So think of somebody that you haven't, that they don't have to be dead. They can be alive. Like I'm seeing my ex-wife's face. I'm seeing my ex-wife's face right now. Like I don't even like that. That's always turns into that, but apparently it has to. So she's in my head right now, and I hear her going, "Go fuck yourself, you fucking piece of shit." And that's not. Believe it or not, that's pretty much exactly what I would expect her to say. And that's the point, is do you believe that's what they were saying? Oh, hell yeah, that's what she's saying. I hear it right now. I can see her. Now, but now that's not fair. Or maybe it is. Don't say it's not fair, because I'm trying to make that happen. I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to understand it. Go fuck myself. Why? You have a lot of fucking nerve. You disappeared for all these years. I disappeared for all these fucking years? You want to get into that fucking story now? How I disappeared? Nigga, I went down the street. I went down the motherfucking street. Not only did I go down the street, but I fucking told you assholes that I was fucking going. Hey, hello. Is it my fault neither one of you fucking answered the goddamn text? Don't fucking get on my ass about me disappearing. That's some bullshit and you fucking know it. That's some fucking bullshit fucking excuse. For you and for him. I fucking motherfuckers. Motherfucker. That's how I feel about that. I disappeared. I fucking disappeared. I disappeared because I went fucking 15 minutes down the street to my grandmother's house. It's not like no one knew where the fuck I was. Don't even play that dumbass fucking game. Even when I went to my mother's house, you motherfuckers all knew where the fuck I went. So it's not like he ran off and disappeared into the fucking night. And I don't give a fuck what I said to the lawyer either about giving up my parental rights. That was me asking about something. Because I wanted to understand how that worked. Because I wanted to make sure that you couldn't fucking hit me with fucking child support because I couldn't get a job. Do you understand? See, what I'm seeing here is that there was a lot of shit, a lot of dumb fuckery that is all dealt with. Well, he told me. What the fuck did I tell you? A lot of people talking about what the fuck I said, but nobody actually asked me what the fuck I said or why I said it, what I did or what the fuck why I did it for. You fucking telling me 6 years fucking later, we haven't had this fucking conversation once, and you motherfucker, you're gonna fucking tell me what the fuck I did? How about this? What the fuck did you do? Or better yet, what the fuck did you not do? What does that mean? I have no fucking clue what that means. You're gonna know better than me. You're gonna know better than me, motherfucker, because I guarantee you right now that every single motherfucker out there who has every motherfucker, anybody, pick a fucking random person. There's something that they didn't do, and they know that they should have did it. What the fuck did you not do? How about this? What did I not do? That's a good place to start. What did I not do? Nothing. I'm blameless. I'm completely guiltless. Can you believe that? I'm completely blameless on this whole thing. I take absolutely no responsibility. And the reason I don't is because God taught me how to not. I don't have to because everything went exactly the way that it did. But here's the thing is I know that you motherfuckers don't believe in God. You definitely don't trust God like I trust God. You don't have Jew level fucking God love. So, what the fuck did you guys not do, or what the fuck did you guys do? Because whatever the fuck you did, it wasn't serving God. I know this. Because you're serving your own damn self. How do I know that? Well, how dare I say that? Well, who's the one who had the boyfriend before you got divorced? Right? Right? Is that why your mom only started? I didn't trust. That's why I didn't see pictures of him on Facebook until after the divorce date. I checked the dates, because I wanted to see, did these motherfuckers, were they parading this dude around prior to the divorce date? Nah. But he was there. He was there a couple fucking weeks later at the fucking Easter. I saw an Easter picture of him. Fuck yeah, I fucking stalked it. And when I did, after I did, that's when I learned my lesson. I was like, don't ever do that again. Because these people are exactly who the fuck you think they are. Because God wanted me to fucking see that shit. You niggas, you fucking replaced me fucking quicker than... Holy shit. You guys had me fucking replaced before you even walked out the door, motherfucker. You think I'm fucking dumb? The boy told me that you were fucking dating that. If this is the same fucking dude, if he's the gym teacher guy. Des told me you were dating some gym teacher back before I even left at my grandmother's. He and we went out to lunch one day. He told me all fucking about this motherfucker. Shit. Yeah, I bet you left that one out of the fucking the divorce hearings. Yeah or no? Or did the judge know that you were having extramarital affair, having extramarital relations? Don't want to risk that one. Otherwise you won't be able to get alimony. I didn't have to get alimony, by the way. There was no reason for that. That wasn't a necessary thing. I got alimony so I could save you from having to get arrested for not paying child support. You didn't have to get either. Those aren't requirements with a divorce. When you get divorced, you don't have to sue the other person for child support or for alimony. That's a voluntary thing. That's something that you do because you want to do it. Or you actually need the help, but you didn't need the help. I needed the help more than anything. I'm the one who should have got the fucking alimony. Oh, fuck yeah, I wish there was a way I could reverse that. If there was a way I could reverse it, Hashem, if there's a way that we can reverse that so that she has to pay me alimony, fuck it, if she's got to pay me alimony and child support, I would fucking love that. That would get my dick hard. But you know what, the kid, he's gonna be 17. Yeah, unfucking believable. Wait. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this fucking kid is gonna turn 17 years old this year. I haven't seen him since he was fucking 11. You're fucking telling me that shit? Bitch, you people are fucking out of your fucking minds. Hashem, am I out of my mind or is it them that is out of their mind? Because this whole thing is fucking crazy. How the fuck is this even legal? How did you allow this? Why did you allow this? I'm trying to understand. Because it's for my best. Do you think you would have been able to do anything that you've been doing over the past years? I get that. Then why am I still fucking holding on to it? Because that's why we're doing this, so that you can get it out of your system, because you don't need to be holding on to it anymore. Yeah, but how do we let go? By talking about it. By experiencing it, by feeling it, by letting it go. What you're doing it. You're fucking doing it. You're doing a fucking great job. Do you understand that? Give yourself a fucking pat on the back, bruh. Thank you. People can't fucking do this. This is like therapy type of shit. You're fucking just banging it out. You're killing it. Trust me. There's gonna come a point in the very near future where you look back on this moment and recognize how big of an impact that this release is fucking giving you. Trust me. You have no idea how well this is serving you. Fuck, dude. Thank you. You're welcome. Don't even thank me. Thank yourself. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you. Thank you, Derek. What did Jesus say? Literally, what did Jesus say? We were just watching the beginning, the first episode of season 3 of The Chosen. What did Jesus say? If someone sues you for all your shit, give them your shirt too. Here, take it. I don't need it. Remember that part? Yes, I remember that part. Right? If someone sues you and they take your kid away from you, what do? Hey, fuck it, take the house too. Here, have the house. Have the house, have my clothes, have my couch, have my camera, have all the shit. Oh, have my theremin. Have the bed. Have all the stuff. Here, I don't need any of it. Have my dad's ashes. I don't even know where the fuck my dad is. I already used what I needed out of his ashes. You did? What'd you do with your dad's ashes? I did an exorcism. I did my first magic ritual with my dad's ashes. I used my father's ashes as a magical circle so that I can do an exorcism on myself, so that I can do something not dissimilar to this. Not dissimilar. It's a little bit more private and a lot more intense. Totally fucking worth it though. I felt like I was in bed. I don't know if you ever did an exorcism on yourself before, but holy shit. Oh my God. That was the kind of release that I had never experienced before. I was in bed for 2 days after that. I almost slept in the fucking woods that night. I was so worn out. But that's how you know it worked. The first time I did a rage ritual, the first time I ever did like my own solo rage ritual, which is not something that men usually do. I learned it from women. I learned it from witches. I came back here. I chugged down 2 cups of coffee. I'm not a big coffee drinker, and I had only started at that point. That was in February of 2021. Right? Yeah. February 2021. And I came out here, I drank 2 cups of coffee. I had only been drinking coffee for like November, December, January, for about 3 months. And I wasn't drinking it on a regular basis. I'd only been drinking maybe once, 2, 3 a week at that. I think there was a point where I was drinking 3 and I felt bad. I felt bad about myself, oh my God, you're drinking coffee? I didn't start drinking coffee until November of 2020. That was really the first time that I sat down and intentionally drank one. It would be another couple weeks until I did it again. I was like, I like the way this feels. It makes time slow down. And that is why I never drank coffee to begin with. I didn't start drinking coffee until I was fucking 40. I was 41. No, 40. I was after my 40th birthday. And the reason I did it, I was in Tennessee at an IHOP. It was good. I was on a cross-country drive. I was helping my friend go to Texas, to drive to Texas, and I woke up and we were at an IHOP in Tennessee. Oh boy. And I don't know, I was just sitting there, I'm like, fuck it, let me just try it out. Let me see what happens. Let's see what happens if I drink a coffee. Because I never drank one. I don't touch this stuff. I'm trying to think backwards, and no, I never drank coffee. The only time I drank coffee before that I had an espresso. I had 2 espressos at my mother-in-law's house in October of 2010. And the reason I did that was because I was up all night and I had to go shopping with my wife. And I knew I was going to I had been up all night. I didn't sleep that night because I went out for my brother-in-law's bachelor party and I ended up getting lost. I left him at his party to go meet with my sister who was down the street at a bar in Atlantic City. And I ended up staying with her. She was going to drive me back. That was the plan. She was going to drive me back home the next day. But we got into a fight at a club in Atlantic City, and I ended up leaving because I was really drunk. And I ended up trying to walk home, but I blacked out. Like, we got into an argument, I blacked out. I remember walking out of the casino, and then I remember blinking, and when I opened my eyes again, I was on the Atlantic City Expressway. And it was like 2 hours later. My phone was almost dead. I was in bad shape. That sucked. And I ended up walking for, oh my God, I ended up walking for about 4 hours. I don't know, it might have been longer than that. Because the sun came up. Fuck. And then a cop saw me, and you're not supposed to be walking on the expressway. So when I had been going, like, the cop was actually like a fucking blessing. Thank you, Hashem. Because I was done walking. I didn't have to walk anymore. Whenever you see the cops come, that's a good sign for me. It's like, oh God, I don't have to walk anymore. It's not the first time that happened either. A situation like that. No, it's definitely not. I remember that. Where I'm walking somewhere for an extended period of time. I'm walking somewhere where I'm not supposed to be walking, and then the police come and they're like, "Hey, where are you going? You're not supposed to be walking here. We got to take you somewhere." All right. So this cop, that's literally what happened. And he said, "You can't be walking here, so where am I going to take you?" I said, "Well, I'm walking to my mom's. If you could take me there, that'd be great." And then that's what he did. My mom was surprised because, one, I couldn't even tell you the last time I saw her, or the last time I was in Atlantic City. But now I have a cop drop me off at your house, and I need a ride home. What are you doing here? I was out for Jesse's bachelor party. Then I went to go meet Melissa, and we got into a fight. Yeah, so that morning, that morning was one of that was when I had espresso, 2 cups, because I was just trying to pound it in. Because my wife, she wanted to go to Home Depot, I believe, to do some holiday shopping, and for decorations, holiday decorations. And I didn't want to let her down, so. Because I already knew this was already this turned into a spectacle. Don't let Derek go off on his own. That's right. You're not supposed to. Well, there's a rule. There's like a not an unwritten rule, but it's not unknown. Put it like that, right? If you let Derek go off on his own, he's not coming back. Why? We don't know. It's just something that always happens. When he goes off and does something, if he says he's going to go do something, it's not that he's not going to go do it. That's not the case. But he needs to have a leash. If he doesn't have a leash, he's like a dog, right? He's a dog that gets lost very easily. So if you don't keep an eye on him, you're gonna lose him. And if you lose him, we don't know what the fuck he's gonna go. But somehow the motherfucker always finds a way back. I don't know how. And that's actually, that's a really good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Hashem. It's in those moments when I go off on my own, which is when that's when the most magical shit happens. This church, by the way, that's a church. Why does that matter? I don't know. It wanted me to point it out. That's the church I usually go to for on midnight mass, right? But when I go to midnight mass, I'm not doing it for the same reason everybody else is. What do you mean? Well, you know how I'm always talking about, like, how I'm Moshiach, I'm the Messiah, right? How I am my Messiah. I'm the Messiah of Derek Moshiach, descendant of Jesus. So every time I go there, when I go for midnight mass, my favorite part about midnight, well, even if I go to any kind of mass, which is not very often, not anymore, but it was more frequent that I would go there for midnight mass because I enjoy it. When I would go to midnight mass, I go there and I go there in the mindset that these people are here to see me. They don't even realize it. They don't know what the guy that they're waiting for is actually sitting among them. Which, for me, intensifies the experience. Because I don't believe that's not true. So it's not like I'm, how do you say it? It's not as though I'm filling my head with crazy thoughts. It's that those thoughts are already there. I'm just doing what I feel I'm supposed to be doing because of the fact that I am what I believe I am. You know what I mean? Because I believe all of that. Like I trust. It's not even that I believe it anymore. I trust it. Is this that spot? This doesn't feel like it. Where's the path? What do you mean? Well, that looks like the clock. But this isn't the road. The road's the next road over. So the path that I walk, the bike path should cross over here. Yeah? Oh no. Where the fuck is the bike path? And what the fuck clock is that? Because if that's not the clock, where the fuck am I? Because I know that road. Oh man, this is gonna piss me the fuck off. Because now we're gonna have to fucking turn. I've never done this before. I don't normally walk this way. But now I'm confused because how the hell does the bike path not come over here? And why is there two clocks like that? Because the other clock's over there. What are you even doing? I got distracted. Thought I was on a roll. I was trying to get some shit out. I was doing a really good job at it, but then we went to the church. We got through the church parking lot. We were talking about Derek getting lost. Memories. Time to remember things, because it's time for you to remember things, buckaroo. What? What do I need to remember? You're doing a great job. Keep it up. You're doing a wonderful job. I don't know. I feel like you're being like. You feel like I'm being what? I feel like you're being condescending. How? What? You know, a couple weeks ago when my mother, I had a disagreement with my mother, and she said something to me, and I think I understand what she was talking about. Really? What? You're doing it. What am I doing? You're talking to me like a fucking idiot. That's why people don't like you. Because you talk to them like a fucking idiot. Well, you are a fucking idiot. Alright. Yeah, it's got a taste of my own medicine. You sure? I got a taste of it. I didn't get the whole thing. Alright? I got a fucking taste of my own medicine. Why does the bike trail not fucking come over here? This is gonna fucking piss me off. Because I don't understand. Because we're gonna get over here. What's that light? That light continues. That light should be the light of the street that I didn't go down. Don't lose it. I'm not gonna lose it. We'll come back to it. But it's only been a half hour. If anyone's like that enthralled by this and they're actually watching it, don't worry about it. I haven't even. Thank you, Shem. No, I used to have inclination to drink heavy. I had a proclivity for alcohol. Yeah, like a beer here and there? No. I don't normally drink beer. What'd you drink? Rum. I wouldn't drink it straight all the time. Well, I like rum a lot. Oh, I love rum. I love rum. It's not. I don't like rum. I love rum. Love it so much. I do. Like, it's been a while since I had some. But at the same time, back then when I used to love rum and drinking, I had a lot of unresolved emotional trauma, baggage, a lot of baggage. Oh, I come with a lot of baggage. I came with a lot of baggage. If I was like an action figure, if I was like an action figure, I would come with a lot of accessories, a lot of. Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, who doesn't have baggage? Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And to be perfectly honest, and here's the thing. And I think this is one of the this is one of the finer points about me, is that, and this going back to the point that Hashem you were making earlier about how none of the past 6 years would have been possible if not for the fact that life went down the path exactly the way that it did, especially with April and Desmond, because there was no way that I would be able to do what I'm capable of doing today if not for the fact that they are no longer in my life. They are. And now, earlier I went on going like, oh my God, I lost a son, I lost a wife. It's true. That's 100% true. That's not true. Your wife and your son are dead. They don't exist anymore. Those people don't exist anymore. There's someone new. Now, mind you, think of it like, oh boy, you're gonna love this. Think of it like the boy We got a reverse Star Wars situation. You know what's funny is I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you mean. And I love this analogy already. Right? So try to imagine that your ex-wife is Emperor Palpatine and your son is Darth Vader. So it's a reverse. They're still in there, but they're not who they were. They're not who you remember them to be. They're not who you thought them to be. They aren't real. Try to imagine that the versions of them that you saw, and maybe more her than him, to some degree, was an illusion. I would put the money on it. 54 cents in your bank account, I'd put that all down. I'd double down on that bitch. That even the boy hasn't actually seen who she is behind the mask. And that's not to say that she's not a good person. It's just that here's my experience with my ex-wife. I'm a liar. I lie about everything. I just love lying. I love to not tell the truth. It just makes me feel good. I love doing it. Is that you talking? That's the irony. No, it's not. That's what she said to me. So now you have a couple options there. Like, do you believe that? Are you asking me? Yeah, I'm asking you. This road is not familiar either. How? How is none of this? That's a fucking ice cream place right there, man. And that's the clothes folding, the dry cleaner. Out of here. So how the fuck does the fucking, how the fuck? Maybe it does, and you just didn't go far enough down the street. You fucking jabron. Oh shit. Man, I would love some Jersey cow ice cream. That would hit the spot. Yeah, what'd you have for dinner tonight? Well, technically I had pancakes. Is there a good topping for pancakes that isn't syrup? Can you put something on pancakes that isn't syrup? Why? Well, we're about to run out of syrup. And I'm not the one that buys stuff. And I have to just trust God that syrup will... Well, this is a good time to be innovative, you know? You know what I mean? The fuck? And if I don't have syrup, then that gives me an opportunity to get creative. That's what I'm just throwing it out there. Like, is there anything that goes on syrup? I mean, is there anything that goes on pancakes besides syrup? Butter. Yeah, I was thinking that. Oh, like melted cinnamon sugar butter? You bitch. Oh, do you have powdered sugar? No, I don't. But I know you're gonna say. Just make like a drizzly, like a fucking drizzly, like powdered sugar liquid fluid. Like icing. Like homemade icing. Yo, I love the fucking... What is that? I love the... Fucking God. I love the idea of buttery, sugary, buttery cinnamon. What? Sugary, buttery cinnamon. You get melted butter, and then you put cinnamon and sugar in it. Sugary melted butter, cinnamon. Buttery sugar cinnamon. Sugary, cinnamony butter. Sugar, cinnamon, butter. You're really having a hard time with that. Just trying to get a view of the landscape. Is that a person? God fucking damn it, man. Are you fucking with me? I come out here to get away from people, not... You're just sitting there like a fucking jerk. God damn it. Fucking motherfucker. Yeah, maybe that person had a cigarette or a joint. I don't give a shit. They can shove the cigarette and joint up their ass because I'm not interested in that right now. And my feelings are telling me don't even bother with that. Because I get annoyed by people really easily. Especially when I have a hard time talking when people are fucking around. You know what I mean? Like this isn't the easiest thing to do in the first place. So now add the layer of complexity that a fucking another person is there listening to me. It's down there. I've never walked down there. I know it's down there. I know it's down there. I know it's down there. Asshole. It's down here. Ugh, more assholes. I can't go down there either. I have to go this way. You don't have to. I have to. Okay? It's like an invisible wall. I can't go past a certain point. It's just the way. It's just how it is. Do you know how? Have you ever played an intuition game? Where you just allow your intuition just to kind of guide you throughout the day. Does that make sense? Do you understand that? So that's what I do every day. 10 o'clock already? I do that every day. It's part of a bigger experiment. It's not even an experiment anymore. It's a project. Well, I mean, that's what it's always been a project. Hey, let's see what happens when I just fucking say fuck it. Let the intuition take me. Fuck it. It wants to go somewhere. So it's been bugging me for 37 years. Fuck it. You win. Where do you want me to go? And that's how this works. And for the past 6 years, that's what I've been doing. And I've become incredibly proficient at it. That's why I don't, and thank you, Hashem, for giving me permission to talk about this. I don't put as much thought into the things that I'm going to do anymore. It can seem almost impulsive at times. And there's times I even question myself and go, what are you doing? What are you doing? But something that I've come to learn over time through experience is that it's not bad to question it. There's nothing wrong with questioning it and going, what the fuck? And what the fuck are we doing? Come on. But the fun, the real fun, the best, the most, and what makes it worth it is the, how do we say that? Hindsight is 20/20. But what do we call that? Once we're past the point of no return and we look backwards to see what got us to that point, right? So let's say right now is the point where I'm like, what the fuck what are you talking about? All right, it'll make a lot more sense later, and we look back on right now. Once we get to a point in the future, there's gonna come a point in the future where we're gonna look back on right now and go, oh shit, all right, I get that. That makes a lot more sense now. Like that. Like, holy shit. You know, it's funny because when I started doing it, it didn't make any sense. But then after a little while, something happened. It was just like something clicked. You know what I mean? It's something that when that thing clicked, I was like, oh shit, I get it now. That's why. It's almost like it's like, how do you say it? Cause and effect, reverse cause and effect, retrocausality. Holy shit. If not for that thing, then I wouldn't be doing this thing. Right, exactly. So this wouldn't be happening. The only reason that this is happening is because of what happened back then. So now try to imagine that what happened back then had to happen so that right now could happen. That right now was already in the picture. Right now was already written in stone long time ago. Right? So let's say 6 years ago, this moment was already written in stone, but the only way for right now to be exactly the way that it is was that everything that happened 6 years ago was exactly the way that was. So you can keep on saying that backwards too. So even 6 years ago, like everything that right now is predicated on, everything that happened that's predicated of right now, 6 years ago, is predicated on what happened 6 years before that. I'm just using 6 year increments. It doesn't have to be 6 years, but the same principle is still there. So and what you gotta like even imagine too. And this is a fun one. For me, this is fun. Is when you learn, realize, have one of these realizations, have one of these like breakthrough, like epiphany moments, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't even thought about that. Now that I thought about it, you can apply it to everything that led up to right now. Meaning, holy shit, I didn't think about that. But now that I am thinking about it, what if I was thinking that way? If I knew then what I knew now? You can. Try to imagine your future self telepathically communicating with your past self to inform them of everything that takes place between their present moment and right now. You can do that. That's called inner child work. That's called inner work. That's how inner work works. That's an aspect of it, at least. An aspect of inner work includes talking to your past self, who exists within you. We hold on to the past, right? People say, oh, you're fucking holding on to the past, man. Yeah, you're holding on to that past self because that past self has a message for you when you give your message to that past self. They're just sitting there going, like, what the fuck's this guy doing? I'm waiting here. Muddy pause. Sometimes your past self doesn't even fucking realize it. Your past self is just looping over the same moment over and over again. You ever see Groundhog's Day or Palm Springs? It's like that, but inside your head. Try to imagine there's a version of you that's reliving a traumatic moment over and 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 over again. And this motherfucker, every time they go to sleep, they wake up that same morning. But it's all happening within you. It's all happening deep within your subconscious, like so deeply that you can't recognize it with your conscious mind until something triggers it and you're like, you get pulled back to that place, right? And you try to avoid it, but you got to keep in mind there's a part of you that's been fucking living that moment every day, all day, every fucking day. They don't get the luxury of you of moving on. See, your physical body gets to move on, but your emotional, mental bodies get stuck in the past. Sometimes that affects the physical body. And people will tell you, like, bro, what are you still holding on to that shit for? Well, I didn't realize I was holding on to it. I forgot that time moved on. I used to have to say that shit to my ex-wife all the time. Like, yo, welcome to the present. I know you keep bringing up shit from the past. And you know what? I believe, thank you, Miss LX. That's not helpful. That's not being emotionally available. That's not being emotionally supportive either. Your wife turned off. Your wife turned herself off because she didn't want to get attacked. She didn't want to be attacked. Every time that she tried to be honest with you and be open and try to tell you things. That's why she had to keep things a secret. And that's why she had to lie. Because if she ever told you the truth, you just lose your shit on her. And she's tired of getting yelled at. She's a grown woman. Where the fuck are you coming from? Well, I'm just telling you how it is. No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not. Hey, listen, I like it. I'd rather hear it from you than somebody else. Because I'll tell you right now that if it was somebody else telling me the shit, I'd lose my shit. Well, I know. That's why they chose me. That's pretty badass, huh? I think so. Well, try to imagine that. You're that self-aware. Give yourself a pat on the back. Like, honestly, stop. Put the phone in the hand. Give yourself a pat. Good job. You're doing a great job. I told you, you're doing amazing. I told you, people wish they could be you. That. Lazy fucks. That drugs. Maybe that's why God doesn't want you to have money. Did you think of that? Yeah, I did. Yes. I didn't think of it like that. I didn't think of it like that at all. I mean, I supposed. Like, it doesn't not make sense. I mean, now that you're saying it, I can see it. But I thought it was more of, well, I thought it was more than just that. So, but now that you're mentioning it, like, yeah, I can see that. No, because if I did, then that's what I would be doing. And if that's what I was doing, then we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now. But I do trust that what we're doing right now is paving the way. So, paving the way for my future self to be in a position of one who has acquired medicine. There you go. Well, maybe instead of telling God that you want drugs, maybe you should tell God that you need medicine. Hashem, can I have some help getting some medicine? Because I feel... Why? Why do you think you need medicine? Do you think there's something wrong with you? Yes. Yes, I do. I feel as though I wouldn't say that there's something wrong with me. I think that it's safer to say that there are aspects of me that are out of alignment. And if I had some medicine, what's medicine? Gummies, or a pen, like a electric marijuana pen, THC pen. If I had those kind of supplies, then I would be in a position where we can actually go a lot deeper than where we're going right now. Well, I know that for a fact. See, and at the same time, we'd be able to re-up on my Spotify premium subscription. Which would be really, really cool. What's that? What are you, like, playing tricks on me? I don't know. Doing weird things. It's strange. I mean, it's not that, I know it's not life or death. I'm not gonna die without it. I mean, to be perfectly honest, this most current transition, because I remember this from last year too. During last year's Money Fast, when I didn't have cigarettes, there was a lot of rage and a lot of frustration and a lot of anger that was coming up. And this year, it was not nearly as bad. It was actually a lot more manageable. It was more depressing. I don't want to say depressing. It was just like smoking, cigarettes, pot. These are some of my favorite things. And I don't want to say that they make things better, but they do enhance. They do enhance the situation, every situation. Especially when it comes to learning, because I do love learning. I love learning so much. Yeah, what are you learning about? Oh, you know what I started? I was working through chapter 7 of Prior Analytics by Aristotle, which was so cool because it was a very brief chapter, and it was really more of a summary of chapters 4, 5, and 6. Now, 4, 5, and 6, each chapter is dedicated to one form of syllogism. What's interesting about the way that Aristotle teaches syllogism is that predominantly he gets into what a syllogism is not. And I like the way that he does that, because by knowing what something isn't, it helps to I don't know, fill in some of the blanks almost. Or even not fill in some of the blanks, but it helps narrow things down a little bit. So for instance, like a syllogism cannot have an indefinite premise. Like if there's an indefinite premise, there's not a syllogism. Like it just doesn't work. Because a syllogism needs to have a necessary conclusion to one degree or another. But when you have something indefinite, so for instance, A belongs to all B, but B does not belong to some C. So now, if B doesn't belong to some C, well then henceforth, A does not belong to some C. But what does that even mean? Because to not belong to some of something, it doesn't mean that it belongs to any of it. There's a potential that both A and B, B doesn't belong to some, which means that it might belong to some, while not belonging to some. But it might not. It's an indefinite clause, indefinite proposition. Well, if it doesn't belong to some, does it belong to any? We don't know. It might not. That's why I'm saying it's indefinite. So that's not a syllogism. So right there. So anytime you got something that's not definite like that, no, it's not a syllogism. Sorry, bud. You're gonna have to hit me with something a little bit. You're gonna have to hit me with something a little bit more solid. All right. Well, why don't you take a bite out of this, right? So B belongs to all C. C belongs to all D. Hence, B belongs to some D. Which now can work both ways. How much of some? Really? Because that sounds kind of indefinite. No, it's not. Because check this out. Because B belongs to all C and C belongs to some D, it is necessary that B belong to some D, for if B belongs to all D, belongs to all C, but does not belong to any D, then that would mean that C couldn't belong to all or some D. But as we stated, C does belong to some D, hence B belongs to some D because it belongs to all C. That's a syllogism. So what chapter 7 was really getting into was more of reinforcing, a little bit of reinforcement of what we already knew of syllogism, but then also dropping some clues of aspects of syllogism that we haven't even touched upon yet. Some exciting stuff. Some exciting stuff that I had been kind of theorizing over the course of the past 6 chapters, which I've been working on over the past month or so. So one of my favorite ways to study Aristotle, and there's people over there, but this is the bad side of town. The fuck? Fuck. Are you walking this way, man? Damn it. So one of my favorite ways to study Aristotle involves, guys, don't want to be around people. One of my favorite ways to study Aristotle includes writing it down. So we're talking, as I'm reading him, I'm also writing him. It's puts me in a position where I have to slow down and really process, really chew on what I'm reading, what the information that I'm taking in, which is helpful and challenging. But when reading someone like Aristotle, because he's using really big thoughts, he's compressing really big ideas into like a few sentences, and there's no realistically, there's no definitive way to interpret what he's talking about either. I mean, you can take it how you want, but Googling things is only going to help so much because of the fact that the translation of his work, who the fuck knows when that was translated last? not to mention that this guy's throwing out ideas at us that he wrote 2,500 years ago about. And I know some people would argue that we're a much more intelligent people today, but I don't agree with that shit. Definitely don't agree with that. No, I would say that the human race has devolved quite a bit, and we're in a position, which is why I believe that. You feel me? And because what you're saying is the only reason that he had to be married to that one was so that she would have all those kids who would be jealous of the one that's not even born yet, so that they would throw him into a pit, so that God could train him how to humble himself, because his ego was too big. So he had to be humbled so that when the brothers who threw him into a pit and sold him into slavery, so that when he had to be sold into slavery so that he would forgive them, so that he can learn how to be humble, so he could be humbled. Because there's certain lessons in life that he could not learn from his father. He had to learn them firsthand. For example, being thrown into jail for a crime that he didn't commit, so that he could trust God, so that sitting and rotting in prison for 2 years, after, who knows, maybe a year or two of being a slave, after his own brothers fucking beat the shit out of him, threw him into a fucking pit, and then sold him into fucking slavery. Now you're telling me that this motherfucker, that had to happen just so that when he bumped into them into the future, he would be able to contain himself and control himself and not make them slaves. But the only reason that happened was because his mom died. Because if his mom didn't die, then that wouldn't have happened. And his father had to be tricked into marrying his aunt. Because if he wasn't tricked into marrying her, then he wouldn't have married her. And if he didn't marry her, then he wouldn't have had all those kids with her. And if he didn't have all those kids with her, then they wouldn't be jealous of the fact that Daddy loved him more than all the other children. Which is why they were so jealous of him, and why they beat the shit out of him and threw him into a pit. Well, that's part of the reason. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. It makes perfect sense to me because I studied metaphysics. Like, I get this shit. Like, I get it. Like, trust me, I get it. I've been practicing magic. I've been practicing and studying magic and exercising it, practicing it, exercising it, learning about it, studying it, all of the above, for 6 years. 6 years on the books. Now, I've been experimenting with it for a little bit longer than that. But that's a whole other gag. Like, this shit ain't new to me. Like, all the mystical and this magical and the mystical shit, this is not new. This has been there the whole time. It's just now there's actually resources. Now I actually have access to resources that have been fundamental in helping me better understand how to use my power, and also to better understand where my power comes from. And my power comes from God. Just like Joseph from the Bible and Genesis, the gentleman who I was just talking about, who was a seer just like me. And who got written off by his family, just like me. Thrown into a fucking pit. They beat the shit out of me. Maybe not physically. I can only imagine. I can imagine what my ex-wife and her family did to my reputation. I can imagine. I can imagine that when my wife's and her mother, when people ask like, "Hey, where's Derek? How's Derek doing? Where's Derek?" What did you say? Hashem. Let me ask you, God, do you think I have a good libel case against my ex-in-laws? Do you think I see that in the future? I see in the future that I have a really delicious like libel case. I might even be able to drag my son into it too. I don't even have to sue them because it's don't sue them. You don't have to, because something's gonna happen that's completely outside of my control. It's actually gonna be, it has something to do with me. This is what God's showing me, is that there's a large number of people, maybe not a large number of people, but in relation to the people I used to associate with, family, friends, who have a very different picture of who I am based on what my ex-wife, my son, my ex-in-laws, my ex-family, based on what they have told other people about me, past, present, and future. And what I mean by that is about my character, about the things that I've done, that basically that there was a giant hit put out on me, like their attempt to absolutely destroy my character, and they've done a really good job at it. That's what God's telling me right now. That's the story that I'm receiving. That if I knew, and I'm gonna find out. That's like the worst part about it. Like, I don't want to find out. You know how they say, like, be careful what you ask for. I didn't ask for it. I did. But what I'm hearing come through to me is that one of these videos is going to be seen by somebody who knows me or knows of me through my ex-wife and or my son and or her family, one of my ex-in-laws, and what they're gonna see is something that they weren't prepared for. Because you told me he was XYZ, but I just saw this thing and he's actually ZYX. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So we got an issue. And see, like, that's what I'm being shown. That's what I'm being shown. Thank you, Hashem. And something dangerous. Dangerous? What's dangerous? What's dangerous? There's a cat. They made you out to seem like this incredibly dangerous individual, but they did not paint an accurate picture of you. And the reason that we know that is because the person that they described doesn't behave the way that you are. And part of the reason that we can tell that, part of the reason that it's obvious, is how you present yourself. Clearly, you're very thoughtful in what you say. Now, mind you, it's not that you can't lie, but you don't give off any of the tells, which is kind of fucking scary. Because what that means is if you're not lying, then you're telling the truth. And if you're telling the truth, then that opens the door for a much bigger conversation, because it goes like, where are you getting all of this from? I get that. I mean, that makes sense. I have to ask myself that all the time. But the nice thing about it, at least for me, and this is what helps me, is I write everything down. Oh, thank God. I know, thank God. Thank you, God. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Big time thank you, Hashem. Well, I mean, it's not that I don't mind blowing my own horn, but you know the part, and this is why I love, and God, the story of Joseph can be so very painful, but yet also inspiring for me. Is God specifically needed me to become familiar with Joseph for a number of reasons. Ancestral, that's a big part of it. And the same, and so when I say, like, all right, so when I say I'm a descendant of Jesus, I'm a descendant of Moses, descendant of Joseph, descendant of Abraham, descendant of Isaac. So, do you like metaphysics? All right, so these are spiritual ancestors of mine. I mean, also Odin, Zeus. These are spiritual ancestors of mine. Now, here's the thing. Before we get all kooky about that, is we're gonna get into some metaphysics here, even some Kabbalistic metaphysics. My spiritual DNA connects me with all of these individuals. Entities, deity, call them what you want. I like entities. Lowercase g gods, they're not. Listen, just because people worship, there's people who worship Donald Trump. Come on, man. Non-human entities. Now, I mean, Jesus was a Jew. We all know that. Joseph didn't consider himself a Jew because there were no Jews at that point. Really, technically, there were no Jews. Technically, there's no Jews in the books of Moses whatsoever. So, Jews don't come until later. We don't even know who the first Jew was because there's no actual definitive explanation. I'm reading through the Antiquities of the Jews by Flavius Josephus, and what I am gathering, he hasn't even used the word Jew yet. I just finished book 4 of Antiquities of the Jews, just the other day. Book 5 opens at the death of Moses. Book 4 closes at the death of Moses. Now, what's interesting about that? What's interesting about that is Josephus gives an explanation about the death of Moses, that Moses didn't actually die. Not in the traditional sense of the word. That he actually became one with the Force. Like Obi-Wan. He said we say he died, but he didn't actually die like a human. Is what Josephus said. That a cloud, that he was taken by the Lord. Not unlike what they say about Enoch. That Enoch didn't die. That God took Enoch. That's what Josephus said. Guy's a historian. The guy was a priest in the fucking Second Temple era. And he was a Jew. I have to take his word for it. That's part of my job as a Jew. Like, I don't believe he was lying. That's what I was saying before. Like, Moses wasn't actually being punished. You're not going to the promised land. You're not going. You failed to do X, Y, Z. But I got something else for you. I got a different kind of assignment. But that is what it is. Believe it or not, there's some mysterious claims around the death of Jesus as well. So it's not unheard of that members of the Jewish and Israelite race tend to have like weird shit related to them, in one way or another. It's hour and a half. Let's just start walking back. Do you want to take the long way back? Because what time is it? It's 10:50. So I don't. All right. So it's not a mystery that Jews and Israelites, we have like just like mysterious shit, supernatural shit, just fucking it's just there. I don't know where the fuck it comes from. I don't know why it happens. Well, I mean, I know why it happens. I'm just saying in general, like, that was because of God. And it's one of those things where you can't discount something that you aren't familiar with. And what I mean by that is you can't trust the opinion of a non-Jew to tell you what the Jewish experience is like. Does that make sense? I've had people tell me that I worship Saturn, I worship someone named Yahweh, that I worship a devil, demon, God. I've had people tell me some weird shit. And the challenge, besides keeping my cool, which I don't always keep my cool. Sometimes I just fucking say fuck it. This motherfucker's asking for it. Just give it to him. Give them what they want. You got God's permission to fucking go ape shit on this motherfucker. All right, thank you. It's like this, right? Would you tell a mechanic how to fix your car? All right. Let's say you're not a mechanic. Would you tell a mechanic how to fix your car? All right? So are you or are you not a Jew? If the answer is no, Don't tell a fucking Jew how to be a Jew. I don't give a fuck if you've been a Christian. A Christian's not a Jew, by the way. A Christian is not a Jew. Even Jews for Jesus, they are not Christian. Well, I haven't actually met a Jew for Jesus. I've never actually spoken to one. I don't. To be perfectly honest, like I feel like no, a Jew for Jesus is wrong because Jesus is not the Messiah. He's not. The Messiah is half Samaritan. Jesus was a Jew on his father and mother's side. So you can't say Jesus was the Messiah. And here's the reason why. And I fucking hate that I gotta keep on saying this, but Ezekiel 37, the fucking Messiah, the genetic blueprint, the genetic thumbprint of the fucking Messiah, God put in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible, people. And God literally said it to Ezekiel in the chapter 37. Oh, you know what? Right? Yeah. God said it in Ezekiel 37 that the king, the Messiah, the Moshiach, will be of the bloodline of David, which Jesus was, but also the bloodline of Ephraim. Who's Ephraim? Does anybody even know who Ephraim is? Because Jesus, there's nothing in the Bible that indicates that Jesus is a son of Ephraim, or that Mary is a descendant of Ephraim. Do you know why that is? Do you know why? Because the descendants of Ephraim are called Samaritans. Ephraim is the son of Joseph, the gentleman who I was talking about before, whose brothers beat the shit out of him and threw him into a pit. When God evicted the Jews from Israel, which he did, the Jews of today, when Netanyahu did that big, beautiful speech in front of Congress, what he failed to mention is that in 1 Kings, God evicts the Jews from Israel after the death of King Solomon, which is ironic because Netanyahu was going on about how Israel is the land where David and Solomon ruled, but what he failed to mention is that after Solomon died, God evicted the descendants of David out of Israel. And he put Israel into the hands of Ephraim. Literally gave it to the bloodline of Ephraim, and he said, I'm going to make you a line like I did David. And you will rule Israel forever. You will sit on the throne of Israel forever. Now that's important. That's important, and here's the reason why. Traditionally, Jews will tell you that you have to have a Jewish mother in order to be a Jew. That's not true. That's not true. It's true for Orthodox Jews. It's not true for all Jews. Not every Jew subscribes to that way of thinking. And that's something that they don't like to talk too much about. But that's the way. See, the Samaritans, it's more than just a religious difference. People say like, oh, the Samaritans, they're split from their religion was a little bit different from the Jews. No, Now here's the thing. They come from the same family. Samaritans are called Samaritans because Samaria was the capital of Israel. After the Jews, after the line of David got evicted from Israel. So the Samaritans, Israel is the land of the Samaritans. It's not the land of the Jews. I'm Jewish. I can say that. Samaritans are Jews. They're Jews. So every Israelite is a Jew. A Samaritan is just a different kind of Jew. A Samaritan is a pagan Jew. A polytheistic monotheist. A polymonotheist. They're not worshiping any other gods, but other deities, other divine entities, other non-human entities, they exist. But everyone knows that. I mean, every Jew knows that. And really, you know where I believe it comes from? Is that Ephraim, the tribe of Ephraim and the tribe of Manasseh, the sons of Joseph, their tribe was unique because their mother was Egyptian. That's the only tribe. Those are the only two tribes where the mother is actually Egyptian. So, the fuck you. Where was I going with this? Samaritans, Jews, Jesus, right? Jews for Jesus. They think Jesus was the Messiah. Jesus was not the Messiah. He was paving the way for the Messiah. That's why if you go in the books, if you go into the New Testament when Jesus is making like a big thing about being cool with the Samaritans, he's mending bridges with the Samaritans because Samaritans and Jews they don't get along. Jews are trying to steal Israel from the Samaritans. Well, they're putting up a good fight for it. Are they trying to steal it? Maybe that's not the right word. Maybe that's a little bit harsh. Oh, right. We're spiritual ancestry. Spiritual DNA. So here's how that works. Is think in terms of quantum physics, wave-particle duality. So matter is also energy at the same time. So an atom is both wave and particle at the same time. It's matter and energy. Now, people like me, people that are spiritual, we recognize that spirit is energy. The spirit is an energetic aspect. It's not just energy, it has intelligence. It has a plan, it has a mission. Like the Holy Spirit is energetic, it's not physical. So, everything that's spiritual has a material relative to it. Everything that's energetic has a physical relative. So my spiritual DNA is relative to my energetic DNA, which is relative to my physical DNA. Now, I mean, we don't how do we say it? I don't believe that's popular science. Well, it's not pop culture science, and that's what I mean, popular science. It's not pop culture science. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of like resistance to those ideas, because it's like, what? Nobody ever taught me that in school. Yeah, I know. They didn't teach me that in school either. That's just some shit that I had to learn on my own through life experience. You know what I mean? Like, I had extracurricular learning. So one of the bonuses of that come with being a Jew is I have a proclivity for understanding Jewish teachings, and especially once we get into the Kabbalah and metaphysics, and multiple schools of metaphysics too, not just Jewish metaphysics, but an array of metaphysical thought I study. So I'm personally, I am confident in the way I see things. Now, mind you, of course, I'm a human. I'm also human. So there are parts of me that get nervous, and of course I doubt. Self-doubt is not real. Of course, what do you think? What the fuck do you think? You think Jesus never doubted himself? Of course. But that's also why he had to spend so much time by himself, right? Part of the reason he had to spend so much time by himself is because that's where we get to communicate with God. That's where God communicates back with us. That's where we see shit that nobody else can see. But that's a good thing. That's when we get those confirmations when we're alone. When we get those confirmations that nobody else sees. That nobody else, no matter what you do, you can never take away that experience from me, because you weren't there. You can't tell me it didn't happen. You know what I mean? It's like that. That's a big part of it, is the fact that you can't say shit to me because you don't fucking know. You think you know. You think you know the way? No. You do not know the way. You ain't got you don't have a fucking clue. That's a fact. And that's a good thing for people like me, because it helps us reinforce. It helps us reinforce our experiences, but at the same time, it also helps us strengthen our bond with God. And in doing so, by knowing him more intimately, it also teaches us more about ourselves. Knowing about yourself, and is there anything ever wrong? Can you ever be too self-aware? Is that even a thing? I know too much about myself. I'm sure that's not a thing. Some people would say that it gets to a point where but opinions. What do you do with opinions? I'll wipe your ass with them. What you do with them? Alright, I'm back at the house. Hour and 44 minutes. Hashem, I think this was really good. I enjoyed this too. Alright. Did someone turn the fucking light off on me? I know I turned that fucking light on when I left. I thought I did. Fucking assholes. Why would you even do that if you're not here?